Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are headed to Great Wolf Lodge in Virginia. Before arriving to Great Wolf Lodge, we did stop at a rest stop in Virginia, and it was really pretty, and they also had a little tiny playground that we got to use for a little bit. They also had restrooms inside and a lot of different types of maps and brochures about Virginia. This Great Wolf Lodge is a couple hours away from where we live, so we are staying the night there. Alright, we have arrived to Great Wolf Lodge. This entrance is honestly really pretty. I love the giant wolves in the front. And there's also plenty of parking. You can also pull up to the front and take your luggage in. And you can actually also go to Great Wolf Lodge and just use the water park for one-day access, and you don't have to stay the night there. So like most hotels, you want to go and check in first, but you can actually also check in on the app, and you can do a self-service and check in on those little screens that you saw in the beginning and do it yourself instead of waiting for an employee to help you. Alright, let's take a look into the hotel room, and the room was super clean. Everything was organized, everything looked so nice. I have no complaints. I give it a 5 out of 5. The room was also a themed room, and we got one with bunk beds, which was super cute, and my kids loved the bunk beds. Here is the sink right across from the bathroom. And right next to the sink was a microwave, a coffee maker, and they also had a mini fridge. Now this was my daughter's favorite part of the room. They spent a lot of time in here. They also had their own TV, which was really nice. And right next to the bunk beds was the other bed, and this is a queen bed, and they also had a little couch that turns into a bed, so you could fit up to 6 people in this room. It was only 4 of us, but the space felt very large, and 6 people would be perfect in there, and they would still have a lot of room. Okay, so one really cool thing that I really liked, and it makes the experience even better, is that they offer you free wolf ears, and not just for the kids, also for the adults. I also really like that our hotel keys were our bracelets, so if you go to the water park, you do not have to worry about taking a hotel key with you because it's on your wrist, and you can also connect your credit card to it and use it to pay throughout the lodge. So if you're headed to the water park, you don't have to take money with you. All you need is that bracelet to pay for anything that you need, and also to get back into your room. So the place is really big. There's a lot of long hallways, and it's easy to get lost. So I do recommend looking at the map on the app and also reading the signs to know where you are going. And I say this because you can be really excited, or your kids could just run out and go look for the water park on their own or whatever. So it was nice looking on the app, looking at that map, and knowing where you are headed instead of wandering lost in the lodge. Also on the app, you can see the different events that are happening on the day of your visit. So at the water park, they do offer you towels, and there's also restrooms in there, and they also have like a mini restaurant that you can get food at. They also have private cabanas that you can rent for you and your family and friends. They also have life jackets for the kiddos that you can use. And they have something to do for little babies, toddlers, adults, teenagers. There's something to do for everybody here. So we went in the middle of the week, and it wasn't too busy, So if you like to go when there's less crowds, go in the middle of the week instead of the weekend and holidays. They also have a lot of lifeguards on duty. I also saw the lifeguards doing some practice exercises while we were there, so that was very nice to see. So here we have my daughter and my husband's helping her go down the slide. So it was so nice that they had little slides for the little ones. So my husband's and I's favorite part of the water park was the lazy river, because we just got to float around and enjoy our time with our daughters. So my husband had our oldest daughter and I had the youngest, so it was pretty easy to just stay on the lazy river and just float around. So after the water park, we went back to our room and we saw a meet and greet with the Great Wolf Lodge characters. And if you have the app, you can see the times that the characters will be out and about meeting the guests. So after the water park, we went and got dressed into some dry clothes and went around to check out all the different activities that they had and to get some food. So you can go out and buy some food. There's a few restaurants nearby. I think there's also a Walmart. And you can come back and eat your food. They have a lot of areas to eat, like this beautiful outside area you can eat your food at. Or you can go back to your room and eat. Or you can dine in their restaurants inside of the Great Wolf Lodge. So a few other fun activities that they had was bowling. They also had a glow golf. They also had an arcade, and they have certain activities that happen at specific times in the lobby for the families. So really, they had so much to do for all ages. So we decided to pick up some dinner. We got some pizza and we got some donuts for dessert. So we decided to go back to our room and relax and eat our dinner. So the pizza was actually really good. I really enjoyed the pizza. And I forgot to get a video of the donuts, but the donuts were from Dunkin' Donuts and they were also really good. And we just watched a little bit of SpongeBob and just relaxed for a little bit until we decided to go out into the lobby for their dance party. And here is a window view from the hotel room, and it's still pretty light outside. It's beautiful, but it's already late. But since it's summertime, the sun is still out. Alright, so let's head down to the lobby for their dance party. And it looks like they do their dance party every night, which is really nice because it gets the kids to lose some of that energy and get them ready for bed. It was super cute seeing all the families dancing and enjoying their time at the dance party. After the dance party, we went to the little shop. They had a lot of souvenirs, but they also had bathing suits, they had water shoes, they had a candy section, they had medicine, they had so many things in that little shop. And there was another little shop, but I forgot to record, and they actually also sold more food, like little snacks, and they even sold alcohol. They had popcorn, chips, candy, cookies, and just a lot of different little snacks. So since we did stay the night, the next day we ate breakfast inside of Great Wolf Lodge, and the breakfast was pretty nice. It was a buffet style breakfast with a lot of good choices. They had simple things like yogurt, bagels. They also had bacon, eggs, sausages, cereal. So that concludes our time at Great Wolf Lodge. We loved our stay at Great Wolf Lodge. We encountered amazing customer service with all of the employees. Everybody was really helpful and kind. And most important of all, our daughters really loved it here. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that there is a fee for parking your car at the Great Wolf Lodge. And I believe the fee was $19, but just make sure to double check that on their website. Also, if you're wondering how I was able to record inside the water park, I purchased a waterproof phone case for my phone, and it came with a lanyard, so I just put it around my neck, and I was able to carry my phone with me without having to worry that it was going to have any water damage. And that's how I was able to record inside of the water park. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but they also had lockers at the water park. I'm not sure if you have to purchase them because I didn't see them until I was actually inside the water park. But if you are curious about that, also check that out online and see if they charge anything for those lockers. I also recommend taking water shoes. I don't think that you have to wear shoes, but it does feel safer and you don't have to worry about slipping. I had water shoes on, my husband had water shoes on, and so did my girls. I also saw people with sandals, so just wear whatever you feel most comfortable with. Also, on the website, I believe it said that they are open year-round and they keep the water park at an 84-degree temperature. So that's something fun to do during winter. I also didn't record the outside area of the water park, and that part is closed during winter or when it's raining or bad weather, but the inside water park is open year-round. Alright, so now we are headed home, leaving Virginia back into Maryland, heading over this bridge. So thanks so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, leave them down below.